My boyfriend found out my family has money and now is demanding I spend it all on him. IF28, want to make it clear that I've always spent money on my boyfriend M28, buying him nice things and whatnot every once in a while. He got his PS4 and new gaming PC because of me. My boyfriend however found out that I have a good amount of money and has started to be quite weird about it. Several times he's referred to my money as our money and talked about using our money to buy him the luxury car he's always dreamt of having. He wants us to move out of separate apartments and buy a house together and has said that instead of getting him a small Christmas gift that I should fund a trip for him to see Europe. I'm from Italy and have family in Bulgaria, Croatia and the Netherlands, and he is from Canada. Buying the luxury car, it's less whether I can afford it and more that seems like something you get your husband or wife and not your boyfriend of 3 years. The house I can understand, if we were engaged or something, but we aren't. Though he has talked about marriage several times in the past few months. And finally, yes, I can afford a trip for both of us to tour Europe, but whereas it's something I might have thought of for us to do before, he only brought this up after finding out that I do have the money to pay for it. He found out because we went to visit my family in Italy and my parents, grandparents and the 2 sets of aunts and uncles that we visited all have very large lavish places. I live in a smallish apartment that suits my needs, but the difference between my apartment and my home back in Italy was very noticeable. He asked me what was up and I told him my family is wealthy, but it's something I try not to let define me. The relationship was pretty good up until he found out. I would hate to break up with him because I do love him and love being with him, but the way he's been acting and past experiences pretty much tells me things are only going to go south now. I was treated very well, I was happy, and yes, he has a consistent job. This is exactly how an old relationship ended. It got serious, boyfriend found out about my family's money, and started going nuts demanding things. I don't always buy expensive gifts. The PS4 and computer are the only 2 things that qualify as expensive, everything else is little things here and there, a t-shirt or a snow globe or something like that. Update. So I didn't automatically dump my boyfriend. I decided I'd have a talk with him. I told him that it was basically really damn inappropriate to find out that I have money and start making demands. I told him I have no problems using my finances for our relationship, but that he shouldn't automatically expect that I'm going to put out money on very expensive things for him, just because. He seemed very ashamed and agreed that it was a really crappy thing to do, and he got carried away and a bit too excited. I told him I understood, but to do that was very disrespectful to me and the time we've shared together because it made me feel like all of a sudden my money is all that mattered for him. For a little while it seemed all was well. Then the other day we were having a minor argument over something that turned into a bigger argument, and he said something along the lines of, "Well, you don't even want to use what you have for us, so maybe you've never effing cared about me." He got really quiet as though he knew that was a poopy thing to say, and we didn't talk until 2 days later. I was really angry, but I was going to talk things through with him. However, then came the relationship fatality. He told a couple people we're good friends with, despite me asking him to keep the money subject quiet, that I was really rich and could afford tons of stuff. How did I find out? Saturday we all went drinking together. He got a bit too much in his system and orders an expensive bottle of wine. One of our friends was like, "Who orders that stuff? We're good with our beers and that's too expensive." Our other friend piped up and was like, "No, it's good, OP is really rich, she can pick up our tab tonight." Cue several other people who I've never told about my family's money suddenly grilling me on why I never trusted them enough to tell them about my money and, "Oh, I thought we were friends," that kind of thing. The bottle was $460. I just left in a very pissy mood. My boyfriend thought I was going outside to calm down. About an hour later he started blowing up my phone. I broke up with him the next day. I haven't seen him since that. I broke it off over the phone. He's been blowing up my phone all day, but F him. I could have moved past what he said the other day when we were arguing, but to tell people what I specifically asked him not to, it was something I trusted him so much with. Yeah, I've lost a 3-year relationship and am probably going to lose a few friends as well.